Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Season greetings and salutations to everybody. Obviously, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you guys. I am exhausted. Oh my God, I'm going on almost 3.5 weeks of fumes. I don't know why I've been at my busiest. The last couple of weeks, ever since I got this truck, I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyhow, well, today, was the slowest of the 3 Saturdays in a row. I went to Meadowlands to set up. Last week was the busiest for me, and I made more money than I did today and the week prior. But today this Middle Eastern guy by the name of, I think his name is Sadiq. He's a cool guy. He's actually a real mellow, cool. Smokes a lot, but real cool guy. I mean, everybody brought everything. I mean, this guy got cleaned out this morning. It was like a whitewash. He was like right across from me. I mean, if he wasn't there today, I think I would have sold a lot better. But some of the people that did buy from him don't buy from me anyway, so it didn't really matter. But then some probably would have. I did come out with some nice shit today, but it really wasn't brought because, again, a lot of people didn't come last week, the week prior, and or today. And then the guys that have been buying my robot parts and whatnot, they did come today, but they weren't really interested in the prices I had. Which, hey, it is what it is. You can't always sell to everybody. Not everybody's willing to pay. But I know that his prices are a lot fair, and he does bulk. He's definitely the kind of person, the more stuff you buy, the better. And I know a couple of people took advantage of that because, well, a lot more than a couple, because the mass majority of a lot of people that did buy from him, they are kind of like really thrifty and cheap, including some people I'm cool with. But this one white dude, I mean, this isn't the first time he kind of pissed me off. I brushed it off a couple times, but today is gonna be the last. I'm not fucking with him anymore. He does a lot of grimy shit, and there was a Hellraiser figure that was in a bin, and when Sadiq was bringing it out his trailer and about to put it down, and knowing I was gonna go for it, I even made a comment about it, and I was reaching for it. This fucking asshole got to it first, and the white fucking cracker decided to take the fucking thing, and that kind of really pissed me off. So, he was trying to talk after that. I mean, I don't like shit like that. Like, he reminds me of this other asshole named Adam, this skinny white dickhead with slick back gray hair. So some people know I don't fuck with them no more because I don't like snakes and sneaky bastards. And I'll say shit for how it is. So for now, when he sees me and say, "Hey, mom," I'm gonna say, "Dude, do me a favor. Don't say shit to me no more. That bullshit you pulled with that toy, that was fucked up. And it's not even about the toy. It's just about that. You ain't no different than a lot of these other scumbags here. So from now on, just don't even don't say shit to me no more. Because what he did and how he went about it really, really, really pissed me off. I don't like greedy, selfish motherfuckers, and there's a lot of hypocrites in this world. And me, I'm too straightforward to be a hypocrite, and that's my problem. My problem is I'm like that. And then when people wonder why, wow, this guy's a dickhead and this and that, now, some people don't understand why I can be such an asshole and why I'm the way I am. You try to sit back and be a little bit more civilized and shit like that, then people want to fucking act like fucking assholes. So that had me pissed off all day. Then this other guy, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but I had this really expensive car, and this asshole was handling the box like the fucking thing you could still pick it up in Walmart somewhere. And I was trying to, say, excuse me, but can you please be careful with that? He wasn't paying me no fucking mind. Then he goes to pick up my U.S. currency and just start moving it to tossing it to the side, and he could fuck up the acrylic cases they were in because it's cold outside. And I'm like, yo, listen, man, just get out my spot, please, because I'm not really liking the way you're fucking handling my stuff. And I said it just like that. So he got offended, and I was in a truck at this time. Now, while I was out the truck, I probably would have swung on him. And, but I was inside the truck, but I was really, really pissed off. And, just a couple of things really, really got under my skin this morning. And that happened just to be one of the things. And then some people that were just like very, very, just people are just fucking stupid anyway. And you know me, I'm not the kind of person that holds shit in. I speak my mind. But anyhow, I got this stuff from Sadiq. Oh, excuse me. They all came in this small bin, and when I saw the Dragon Ball Z figures or statues, I just automatically thought that everything was, was intact. There are a couple of busted ones, like for instance, I don't know if that's Gohan, Goku, or Goten, whatever the fuck their names are. But unfortunately, he's missing his right hand, as you can see there. Then this Batman right here, he's busted up. He's missing the stand, and he's missing like the tips to his cape. And the rest of these guys are pretty good, except these two are a set. But they're missing. There's like a yellow. It's like a bat symbol like this, but it's almost as skinny and wide as this Spider-Man one, and it's black and yellow, and it fits these two on it. I don't know if these are okay. So yeah, it's a peg for him, so it fits the both of them on it. But the good thing, at least, is that they do display pretty good without it. Of course, it'll look nice as one piece, but it is what it is. I don't know who this guy. I think that's from Full Metal. Was it Full Metal Alchemist or something like that? I could be wrong, but I think that's where it's from because it does look familiar. This is another black and white Batman here. And then we have another white black man here. Look, it's almost similar to the Frank Miller version of it. And then you got this one here, which is dope as hell. He's on rollerblades with this cannon, which is pretty dope. Then we got, I think this is Frieza. Unfortunately, Frieza is missing his tail. But it is what it is. Then you got this Spider-Man on this magnet base, which is really cool. What the hell is that? Whatever. So you got him on this, really nice. Then we got this other one here, but he's actually intact, in good condition. And then you got Lady Deadpool back here in a nice pose. And then you got this anime version of, I guess, Wonder Woman or something like that. Then you got this one here, which is pretty dope. He's nice looking. Then you got the Spider-Man just kind of like balancing himself on one foot on the top of this piece of a roof or ceiling, or whatever the fuck you call it. Then back here you got the big one. You got the Deadpool, kind of like getting ready to bounce and attack. And it's cool too because I was actually thinking about keeping this piece just because look how badass this shit looks like. I mean, it's almost to scale. And just look how dope that shit looks with this. And it's almost like, I mean, if you put him back a little bit, it's more like he's about to battle with Deadpool. So that does look pretty dope. And then, if anything, you can always like have Lady Deadpool like right next to Deadpool, and it goes in is perfect scale because she's a female, so she should be a lot thinner and shorter, but she does go into scale with that Deadpool. So those are actually pretty dope ass pieces to kind of put. And then I do like this Spider-Man too. But I'm like, what am I gonna do with these fucking things, man? I'm not gonna keep them. You know what I mean? But he told me, I asked him how much for the bin, and he was real busy in the morning because he was, again, Sadiq was very flooded with a lot of people. And when, I was only able to get this one bin, and I just grabbed it out of his hand. I said, I'll take it. And I was like, well, what do you want for the bin? He said, I don't know. I got to look. And, he does get real agitated early in the morning when a lot of people, they're trying to crowd him because people steal and all that stuff. But I it is what it is. But, he kind of calmed down like 3 minutes later when he realized who I was. And he's like, oh, shit, well, I didn't even know it was you, man. It was good. And he said, yeah, I'm just, how it is. I said, I got you. Because he said, yeah, my son wasn't here, et cetera, et cetera. So He's like, listen, man, I'll do that whole bin for 75. I was right across from him, and I said, all right, I'm gonna take it. You know, I just from what I saw, it didn't look like it was broken pieces, and everything was just laying down. So I was like, all right, fuck it. So I paid him later for it, and when I was going to pay him, he just told me, you know, I gave him, what was it? I gave him four $5 bills and a 20, because this dude named Wally, me and him did a trade for something I had for a big bag of GoBots, and I wanted this because last Sunday, this other dude, the same dude that I brought the Atari Lynx from, and I brought the Super Nintendo and the yellow Nintendo Switch from his boy. He had one of these, and I forgot what he wanted for it, and I didn't take it. Then when I got home, I immediately regretted it. Excuse me. Oh yeah. So I immediately regretted it because I'm like, oh shit, I got some pretty okay games that I got from this guy at the flea market as well, named Joe. Excuse me. I got that like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, oh shit, I should have got it. And it does work. I already tested it out and everything. So, you know, Wally's boy sold it to him, and then, you know, he wanted some stuff I had, so we wound up doing a deal, and he gave me cash and trade. So the money I got from him, I gave to Sadiq, and when I was going in my pocket to give him the rest of the money, because I carried the money straight from Wally directly, because they you know, anyway, whatever, the spots are really close. So he's like, yo man, don't worry about it, just give me 10. And I was like, nah, you told me, I think you told me 70 or 75, and he just looked, and he's like, nah, don't worry about it, man. Just give me 10. You good. And I was like, oh shit, I appreciate that. Thank you. So I wound up paying $50 instead of 75 for all these. So he hooked me up with this stuff. I mean, I know Hector got a fucking phenomenal deal. Then this other dude, I don't know if he's Middle Eastern or Spanish, but he must have had like 4 or 5 trips. I mean, he brought almost everything else from Sadiq, and he was just buying shit back to back to back. And you know, I mean, you know, when the prices are right, the prices are right. I mean, my prices, I mean, I think I've gotten a lot more reasonable and cheaper than a lot of people. But the thing is, a lot of people are intimidated by me, and I hate to say it, but at flea markets are almost like toy shows. People don't really like buying from black men. Some of y'all might say, oh, hey, he go with the racial shit, playing a race card. Listen, one thing you can say about me is I'm an asshole. I'm the first to admit it, and I will always say thank you. But, you know, one thing that I can never doubt is I'm a liar, and you can never doubt and say that he's full of shit and he's way off the beaten path. I'm not. I'm always on point with what the fuck I say, whether you like me or agree with me or not, always. And I don't play the race card or this and that. It's not about playing a race card or saying, oh, people did what it is. It's just, it's statistics, and it is straight facts. When black people sell a lot of shit at the fucking flea market, they will sell a lot less, especially if their prices are decent but higher than others. People will automatically say, oh, wow, they're too high, or they don't want to buy from you, or they'll try to Jew you down a lot more than they would a white, Hispanic, or Asian person. And some of y'all might say, oh, that's not true. Yeah, well, you know what? You're full of shit, and you're just too high strung and too hypocritical to sit back and be straightforward, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, it doesn't mean I don't sell, but being that everybody know I know toys, comics, and shit, and I just come across as this militant, tell it how it is motherfucking guy, and a lot of people know what my profession was, it just intimidates people. I intimidate people, so they automatically just don't want to buy from me. And or they just say, oh, well, he's too, Mr. T is too expensive. Plus, they don't like the fact, you know, when you know your shit, people tend to not want to, they tend to walk right by you just because they're like, you know what, there's too much shit out here. And, you know, when there's not that much toys and shit out, I do a lot better than I do when there's a lot of people that have that stuff. And everybody has stuff. The dude Wally and his boy have video games and toys. Sadiq was right across from us. He had video games and toys. Then a couple of spots down, I mean, there was a lot of toys and video game stuff out there. This one guy, as I was leaving, I think he was Spanish. He was right at the end aisle. The end aisle, and he had tons of. He had nothing but video games. Like you could tell, but his prices were fucking retarded. Even for me, I'm like, yo, because I was like, hey, well, how much you asking for this? He's like, oh, 100 for the Nintendo, 200 for in the box, and I'm just giving him these bland, blank looks. But you know, one thing about me is, unless you get disrespectful and you argue and you argumentative or confrontational, I won't really tell you about your prices. But if you get real nasty and sarcastic or whatever, I'm gonna put you in your place. But other than that, I don't argue with what people asking for their prices. A lot of people like doing that. The reason why I don't do that because everybody prices are different. You can shit. Not only if you go to another store, but listen, you guys can go to any fucking Walmart or Target, and it's the same company, and sometimes their prices differentiate from the other store depending on the town you're in and the taxes and shit too. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyhow, this is what I got. There's 14 here, so technically 16 altogether, because these two do count, even though he has a lot of chips in his cape and he's missing his hand. Unfortunately, this would have been a nice dynamic piece, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna go downstairs and get some paper, some plastic and stuff, and wrap them up and put them back in the bin and put the bin in the car for tomorrow, because I've decided to go and get a spot in Columbus. So I'll probably leave at 5 to get there for 6:30, and I'll wait, you know, because there's not gonna be a lot of. Hopefully, there's not gonna be a lot of cars and stuff tomorrow, and I'll walk around once or twice, and then once I look for stuff, then I'll just go in there and I'll set up to. I mean, I'll drive in and then I'll set up. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna go downstairs and get some more stuff and take the stuff out and try to sell it. You know, and just because a lot of the guys who brought all those the robot parts I got from Lev the last 2 weeks, I'm not intimidated. And I know Eric, not Fam Eric, but Eric who run the toy shows. I already spoke to him, and he said he's trying to really stop from buying a lot of shit because he's too overwhelmed himself. But I'm like, well, you gotta remember something. The robots and stuff I have are not things you could just walk up and pick up. So I'm gonna go through the bins and I'm gonna put some shit aside for myself, and then I'm just little by little gonna take mediocre stuff out and sell it. Because technically, you figure with the money I gave Lev the last 2 weeks, so between the week before last week, and then today, because today I made about $600. Last week was just around a little over 1,000. The week before that was around 9. But all the money was already gone because I had to go into other things and shit like this. So, and you know what kind of really painted me in the corner is the price I get. You know, the stuff I did with SP Eric, which is you know, South Philly Eric. Not his fault, you know, we made the deal. I shook hands on it. I thought it was a good deal, but unfortunately, I mean, I think if I held the stuff longer, but all those new action figures and toys, like, I'm going to really start taking a hiatus from Marvel Legends and DC figures, unless they're vintage shit. I'm going to really just start concentrating more on vintage toys like everybody else. I'm going to try to take stuff that I know I should be able to get a couple bucks for in the toy shows than I would excuse me, if I just went out and sold the stuff in a Meadowlands flea market and toy shows. Because the thing is, I don't want to deal with stuff that's everybody and their grandmother got. Like, you know, you see a lot of this shit that is sitting in stores being peg warmers, and then everybody and their grandmother already got them, and then you go into stores like Ollie's and Ross and getting these things. Like, you know, you can't walk into any of those stores and get these. But I brought these because I thought the $75 was a good thing, and I would just automatically assume, hey, I'm gonna make a lot of money today, so fuck it. And you know, Sadiq, no, I'm good for the money. That's why he wasn't arguing. You know, he was like, all right, cool. He didn't mind me taking it, and I was like, oh, well, don't forget, I'm right across from you. And then that dude Wally, he wanted some stuff I had. Like, I had 2 Matchbox Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy's, and he wanted the 2 of them and the bag of GoBots. And the GoBot stuff is good, but I don't collect GoBots. So I do have some GoBot like machine things upstairs. So I'm gonna bring those down and I'm gonna take them to the market tomorrow and try to sell them because it's not my thing. I think I have one that are complete with the robots, so I may keep that one or another one, or I might just take all of them and sell them. Because again, I'm not a GoBot guy. And you know, GoBots are older than Transformers, but they hold nowhere near the value, because again, they're GoBots. Nobody really likes GoBots like that. Plus, I wasn't a fan of the cartoon, and you look at the toys. I mean, Tonka made them, but you know, you look at the toys, and the toys are like mediocre, but people do have them. But you know, I have a huge line of what I collect, and I'm really trying to stick with it. But since I got so much of the Chakogans and stuff from Lev, I think I'm just gonna take some of them upstairs, and you know, like the bigger robots and shit like that. All the other stuff I'll just bring out to sell. I might not take it out tomorrow, but you know, I might look and see what I have in there. I might take. Other than that, I do have some stuff that didn't sell today that I'll just retake back out tomorrow, and maybe Jerry and some of the other guys will pick them up. But anyway, getting to this, like I said, Sadiq wanted 70 between 70 or 75 for this, and I agreed to that. And he just said, you know what, dude, don't worry about it, just give me 50. I guess he knew it was a bad day for me. But one thing about me is I don't get jealous or envious when people sell and I don't. I do get mad and angry when people disrespect me and be disrespectfully fucking stupid. And, you know, my day was kind of shot just on that. Like me, I always tell everybody, I can always tell how my day go by the morning. See, I'm one of these flea market vendors that I rely on the resellers and the early crowd, because the people that come early in the morning are resellers. And even if they're vendors themselves, they're the ones that want stuff for a great deal, and they want to try to get as much stuff as possible so they could turn around and re-up and make money on the stuff. And those are the people I like dealing with, because they're more, they're more serious about buying, especially people that come out in the morning. Hey, I'm going to the flea market, or I'm going thrifting to try to get it, you know, saying to try to get some good deals on good stuff so I can, you know, post it on eBay and make money on it. Those are the people I love. Fuck all the regular people that come, the collectors or the regular people that come around, because I call them flea market dwellers, or window or spot shoppers. You know, they just walk around with their family and just, you know, play the how much game. And today a lot of people kind of piss me off. Hey, how much is that? And I'm like, listen, I don't know, shoot me an offer. Oh, I don't know, it's just then forget it. Don't worry about it. It's sold already. I've been doing that a lot this morning because people were just stupid for no fucking reason. But anyway, it didn't matter. I made money. I did all right, and it is what the fuck it is. So again, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna take this stuff out. So somebody will probably ask how much, and I'll probably tell them 40 for this set just to get 35 or 30 for it. This piece here, somebody might say how much. I'll say I'll do 30 on it, and they'll say would you take 20 or 25. Say everything's basically around that. The Spider-Man, I'll probably you know, say $30. You know, like that. I'll just play it by ear. This I'll put in a box of like parts and stuff I already have in the truck. So I'm not gonna count this with this stuff. So this stuff I'm gonna wrap up and put back in this bin, and in the morning I'll just, you know, pop it out, and you know, maybe somebody will buy the stuff. This again I got from Wally's friend. He did tell me his name, but I forgot. And again, well, technically from Wally, because early in the morning he was selling a lot of stuff. Now, he did have a Sega Master System that one of the guys I know beat me to it. Well, he didn't beat me to it. I was going to buy it, but the price he was talking, I was like, you know, I should have brought it anyway. But the other guy did buy it. And I was like, well, how much you asking for the Sega Saturn? He's like, oh, no, Wally brought it. And I was like, damn. So Wally wanted it for himself. But again, I wound up doing a deal with Wally, so I got cash from him and gave him the bag of GoBot stuff for this. This I had to go and meet up with Eddie. So Eddie got to give me some bread. I gave him like the package Black Series Star Wars stuff and a whole bin of Marvel Legends and other figures that I've had. I've been collecting periodically for a while, and we did a cash deal, and this gold bug that I needed. It's a G1 gold bug with card. So yeah, I have all the other ones from this particular line, and I just needed this particular one. So it is what it is. It's not like expensive, but he does have the card and he is complete. So that helps my G1 collection. And that's it, man. So thanks for watching, and hopefully, you know, let's see what I get tomorrow, if I can walk around and find anything. But yeah, that one dude, I'm pretty sure he might watch my videos, and you know, I just don't like that shit. Like the shit he did today. Like, you know, I'm the type of person that if somebody says, oh wow, oh yeah, I gotta get that or whatever, I wouldn't try to grab it. Like the fact that he just fucking grabbed it out of the box real fast is a real fucking douchebag piece of shit move. And I'm done with him. This isn't the first or second time he's done it. I know he's done it more than twice, but I brushed it off a couple times. But the fact that he did it the third time really, really got under my skin. And he knew I was going for it, and he just grabbed it before I did. And you know, some people are just really fucking greedy, and they're just pieces of shit. And the fact that I thought this was a cool guy, even after he did it before, and then people wonder why I'm such a dickhead and why I'm such an asshole. You know what I mean? But, you know, fuck him. I hope when he sets up in the toy shows, I hope people start stealing a lot of shit from him and his shit gets busted and he don't make no money. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Peace.